That's advice that I've always got, is that remove your own personal style out of it. And maybe you really like floral prints and you like cute small dresses, but not everyone wants that. So you need to tailor to your audience. And the audience is so vast now as well.
Absolutely,
so you really have to have brands that cater for everybody.
For everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to my podcast. I'm Tanya Corless, and today we talk about one of the favorite chapter. It's the fashion trigger. Today I have my lovely guest, Roisin Sally. She works for Brown Thomas. She will talk a lot about herself. Introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Tatiana. Hi, guys. As Tatiana said, my name is Roisin, and I am a fashion buyer for Brown Thomas and Arnott's, specifically focusing in on the accessories and jewellery categories. So I've been with Brown Thomas now for over 6 years. So I have worked with numerous brands across different categories. So yeah, I'm excited to share some of the insights with you.
Fantastic. So fashion buyer, how did you decide to be the fashion buyer? What you was doing before and what is bringing you to this spot?
Yeah, I've always been interested in the business area, obviously as a career. I worked for Brown Thomas throughout college, mainly just as a sales assistant part-time during college. And from there, I, had attended a lot of different seminars and things that I thought maybe that would be. I liked the idea of working within the fashion industry in some capacity, and liked that it was kind of business orientated and it was, maths related. So from there, after I finished, I did my undergrad in DCU. I did business studies there. And then when I finished, I did a postgrad master's in DIT for fashion buying. So yeah, that was a year-long course. I mean, in 2015, so quite some time ago now. But during that, it was, kind of access all areas and different, we did different subjects and, retail analytics and store environments. So kind of to give you a full breadth of what buying could be. And during that time, I did an internship within Primark.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did a 3-month internship during the summer of 2015. So almost 10 years ago. Oh my God. So yeah, I did 3 months there. And that, it was really interesting. It was a great insight. It was my first insight into a buying world, I guess. And it's very different to what I do now. Obviously, they have a fantastic business and they're global now and they run a great operation, but it was very much focused on, within product development. So I guess within Primark, it was, maybe taking inspiration from high-end designers and, really starting that process yourself. So yeah, as I said, great insight. And then when I finished my postgrad, I got a job my first buying official job was in Dunnes stores.
Oh,
yeah,
that's brilliant.
So I worked for Dunnes. So similar process to Primark, product development focused. And I worked there for 2.5 years.
That's long.
Yeah, it was quite long. Yeah. So I started off in the menswear department. So my whole time in Dunnes, I actually worked in menswear. And yeah, I mean, I really liked it. Great insight, but I knew it wasn't really the type of buying that I was that interested in. I always knew that I'd be drawn back to more selection buying, which is what I do now. Obviously with Brown Thomas, we're not, it's not production led. We don't create things ourselves. We deal with some of the best brands in the world and select. So yeah, an opportunity came up to go back to rejoin Brown Thomas in a buying capacity, and I went back in 2018, and I've been there ever since.
That's a long time, actually.
Long time.
Well done. Yes, 6 years, you said.
Yeah.
So when you just try to buy something, when you go in the market, okay, so how you find which brand or merchandiser now will be on the top?
Yeah, no, great question. So obviously, majority of my experience has been within accessories. So within accessories, we have 5 or 6 key brands that really drive our business. So, I predominantly work on the volume brands. So we're talking Marc Jacobs, Mulberry, Michael Kors, Coach, Longchamp, those kind of brands that really, we always know will drive a lot of our business.
It's more popular, basically. What
Exactly,
people will
yeah.
be interested in. Okay.
Exactly. They're more, they're kind of a lower price point. They're more of an entry level. In some capacities, they can be an entry
From
level.
that point, okay.
Exactly.
I was never thinking that way. Okay.
And so with those kind of brands, we would really focus on, like buying vastly. So we would select a massive amount of their range, whereas we would think maybe a little bit differently if we're working with designer brands, maybe like Saint Laurent or Miu Miu, where the prices are more expensive. So you mightn't buy as vastly. So I guess it really depends on, you really have to consider a lot of factors in terms of like who is your customer, like and that can vary a lot for brand to brand.
Of course, yeah.
In terms of like the high-end designers, with Saint Laurent or Loewe, those brands, we have a big tourist market. So you're buying for for tourism in some ways.
For Brand Thomas even?
Yeah, we have a big tour. So
and where they're from, do you think mostly tourists from?
American tourists is huge for us, obviously, and thankfully, because we have some great sales from American tourists. But yeah, I guess they come to Ireland and they have incentives to buy within the UK or within Europe rather, not the UK, for tax back, and they do get situations like that. And so a big tourist market within with Americans and also with the Chinese customer.
So that can see a lot of
really around, big with the Chinese customer. And again, that's certain brands that we like very much the high-end designers.
Whatever it would be.
Loewe would be a really big one. Saint Laurent, Miu Miu, those kind of Givenchy, those kind of brands they really want.
Right. Recently, when I was doing my scrolling on a Brown Thomas, because it's right, maybe they have something nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes hard to make a decision which one I would like it because I love a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But you know what I noticed? They have so many nowadays, a new designer I never heard before. Mm-hmm. And I do believe they're very valuable. But sometimes when I look at the price, it's very high. And in my opinion, they will be equally to the price of the high brand.
Yeah.
So how's happened? Because this designer, I don't remember, give example, has already that's the same level as very high brand, just in different country, and they're trying to new field, new market in Ireland, or why? If you have the answer, of course.
No, it's a good question, and it is difficult. I mean, we have found over the last while, the high-end designer brands really have wanted to regain control. Mm-hmm. So in a lot of cases, you'll find that they might sit in Brent Thomas, but they're actually operating themselves. So we do need to move it on and always bring in new brands.
Yeah, okay.
So there is a lot of those contemporary brands. They're tricky, to be honest. And that's why you'll find maybe with certain brands that are unknown, we're always just trialing them. They might come in for 2 seasons and then we'll say, okay, that's not working, or maybe this is working. But I guess it's just the construction is there within like those brands that might be less known. Their leathers are still really good. They might be, in the case of like a brand like Totem, for me, that I know is a really good ready to wear brand, and they do and we're introducing them in accessories. So maybe for someone that doesn't know it, they mightn't realize why this brand is so expensive. But I guess it's all down to the craftsmanship and the
of production, basically.
Productions, exactly. But it is tricky in the sense of a lot of these kind of brands are coming up now, and you're saying, and that's what we struggle with, because we bring in these brands and they say, well, for an extra €200 or €300, they can buy something that they know. And that is a mindset definitely of like an Irish customer as well. They want to know, and they want other people to know the value, which is absolutely understandable. They want to know if they're spending a significant amount that people know.
Investment.
Exactly. That people know that it's an investment.
Actually happened to me that I was buying some, I don't want to tell the name of the brand,
Sure.
But I bought the chain and I bought the earrings, magnificent. But unfortunately, the chain is perfect. The earrings actually changed the color. And I don't know how to bring them back. They're still kind of okay, but they're not shy anymore that they used to be. Again, it was quite expensive. Thank God. The earrings I bought under special price was probably sale for Christmas. The chain was the full price, I bought this early on.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, thank God I got them under the special price. Because I was kind of killing myself for the earrings that I was wearing, because the big enough will be wearing occasionally, wouldn't be wearing every day.
Yeah.
So they gone in the color. And That's because it's just happened to me. Maybe I use perfume. I didn't use perfume for them, but I was feeling when you're getting a little bit sweaty, you know, and
Yeah,
this
no,
kind
exactly.
of humidity, maybe whatever, affect them.
Yeah.
So my question next. When it's happened, can you bring them back? Of course, you can't do return of second, but maybe you can, I don't know,
Absolutely.
not complain, but get review and explain this needs to be improved, or
For
do you
sure,
deal with kind
absolutely.
of these things, or is there is no...
Oh God, that comes up all the time.
All the
Yeah,
time,
for sure.
really?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, the customer, they're paying it regardless of whether you got it on a special price or not. The original retail is there. And if you're paying a significant amount of money for something, the quality needs to be there.
Okay.
So from time to time, we will see, unfortunately, where things like that happen. And although they might be expensive, they mightn't be plated in a different way. But yeah, I mean, people do come back and they say, no, if it's not to the standard that you would expect and what you would have paid for, well then.
Right, but if it's past, for example, a few good months, I would say 6 months, for example, and you probably wouldn't have even receipt because you wouldn't keep the receipt for that long.
Yeah.
So can you back and talk about this? Would you get
it's
any
more
outcome?
so sometimes they will come to our desk, and it's obviously more of a store operations issue that the store would deal with that more often. But from our side, if the store decide, okay, this customer bought these with us, this is a loyal customer, then it might be passed over to us once they've done once they've returned and obviously sent the money back to the customer. It would be for us then to deal with and take it up afterwards with the brand itself to say, well, listen, this is what happened. You know, in a lot of cases, it can happen. It can just be a bad batch or
something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And in many cases, the brand will say, yeah, look, we accept the credit for that, or we'll send the customer a new pair.
Guys, I have to try.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Honestly,
for sure.
I'm always when I need to bring something what is damaged because I was wearing, and I'm not saying it was me or it's whatever product. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm talking about earrings. I talk about the clothes. I'm always feeling guilty myself to get back to the store. Oh my God, look, it's happened. I feeling like I know it's not my fault. I don't understand
absolutely.
that. But the way how I'm feeling, oh my God, again happened to me.
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
And
it's frustrating.
I have to get back. And how? Oh my God, I'm feeling like I'm always saying sorry. I know it's the wrong way to say, but I'm sorry it's happened, but what I can do.
No, exactly. No, in this day and age and in the current climate, everything's so expensive now. You need to, if you're spending money on things, they need to be right.
Right, okay. This is one advice.
Yeah.
If something happened, don't be shy to get it back and ask for credit if it's possible.
Absolutely.
So can you share then any skill or key skill that you maybe need to have to be able to use and be successful in there?
Within buying.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I think a common misconception in a lot of cases, and everyone says, oh my God, that must be such a nice job and it's so glamorous.
I'm thinking myself to be honest.
And it is, you know, I've been very fortunate. I've been able to travel a lot over the last couple of years, obviously since COVID has gone, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Go on.
Been very lucky to do that. But it takes an awful lot of time management, and you're juggling like many different tasks at once. And you really have to be so reactive, you know. Customer trends or consumer trends rather, they're changing all the time. Okay. What's big now at the moment, you need to invest in it and you need to get it in now, because 6 months time is too late. Yeah, it's over with. It's they're on to the next thing. So it's really just constantly being reactive. And I guess you have to work with in all of your brands. You know, it's certain things will do amazing, and then certain things won't sell. And, you know, it's why did you back something that isn't really selling? Which, you know, it's in many cases, it's hard to know. You know, you can only go with your instinct or your team's instinct. But it's being reactive, as I said, to, okay, well, that's not working and this is. So how do we get more of this and less of this, you know? So always balancing it out. And in many cases, you're working with so many different seasons at once, you know. At the moment, I'm trading through spring, summer, but I'm buying fall, winter.
Already.
Yeah,
already.
And yeah, absolutely.
Today only springtime, I got 2 seasons ahead.
So you buy, so for fall, winter, so that product will start to come into our business in May, June time, and then it'll come until September. So the stuff, we've already bought that. So we bought that before Christmas and early this year. So we work quite far in advance, and then by the time that product is coming in, we're already buying the next
one.
So you're always, and I always find that because of that, because you're always working so far in advance, you know, when it comes to like Christmas, I'm like, God, I can't believe the year goes so much faster. I find I'm like, I can't believe we're almost halfway through the year because we've been, you know, working for things where in my head, I'm already thinking about Christmas, you know, we've bought Christmas. So yeah, it's like, it's just balancing an awful lot of things. And then, you know, it's quite, you know, mathsy as well in terms of like trying to get your stock levels right, making sure that things are coming in at a right margin, because at the end of the day, profitability is what we're really looking for. And really, and you know, how you can do things and how you can onboard new brands and mitigate risk. You know, we don't want to all of a sudden bring in a lot of new brands and then they don't work. And, you know, so it's really, it's knowing to work with your brands as well. So in terms of like key skill set, I guess, like negotiation is really, really, really important. And it's something you learn to go with, you know, and, you know, relationship building. Like it's very much, you know, at the moment, I deal with about 60 odd different brands, and it's which is quite a lot when you think of it. Yeah. So and some of them, you know, you have a very easy relationship, and when things are going good, the relationship is brilliant. And then maybe when you get into a more tricky situation where sales have started to dip a little bit, but your stock holding is quite high, that's where you need to have more stern conversations, you know, business conversations. So it's just knowing that, having a good relationship with your brands, and knowing that when the times are good, they're good, and when they're bad, we'll work together.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and just being resilient, I think, is a really a main one as well. Just to ride out the difficulties.
After what you told me, I believe my audience as well. Whatever I'm wearing today, that means it's out of fashion already, because you already know what's going to be next. Well,
it's better than what I'm wearing. So
no, you're wearing perfect. Actually, I would like to point in that, if you don't mind.
No, of course.
I like it. Do you know why? Explain to you.
Explain to you why. Clothes today.
Explain to you why. For me, it's a great example to show. Doesn't matter if you work in the business. I was trying to be like this fashionable for her.
Oh no! And
jumper. My point is that actually, you showing. I'm working in the fashion industry, and I'm very in it and obsessed about what I'm doing, but it's absolutely okay to look natural.
Oh, well, my down days.
People sometimes forget that they chase all these brands. They try to get whatever makeup, fashion, clothes, jewelry. But sometimes it's very nice to have natural beauty.
Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing. Honestly, it's the beauty of that. But it's true.
Thank you.
And I have two more questions to ask you. I feel a little bit.
No.
How many in your team working? So you're working by yourself most of the times, or you have set of people who are helping you to do ABC?
Yeah, so within my team at the moment, there's 4 of us. So I'm the buyer, there's a senior buyer, and then we have 2 like buying assistants. So they would really deal with they would focus on like the administration side of things, which is huge, to be honest. And that's obviously what I started working with. And I guess there's a misconception, I think, with buying, is that when you get into it first, you think you're instantly going to travel and you're instantly going to get to pick all the brands, but it takes a long time.
You need to learn a lot of things.
You really, and and I guess that's, you know, there's an impatience there maybe sometimes with people that they just want to get into doing the nice part of the job. But so the administration side, we have 2, and then myself, and then the person that I report into as well. So we would kind of split the brands out between us, and we would do a lot of dealing with the brands and picking the product.
And what are you doing to upgrade? How do you know this brand will be very popular? This brand is going a little bit down. We don't need it at the moment. What do you attend any kind of a courses, seminar, or how you upgrade? How you keep on?
It's, to be honest, you're constantly looking for new brands. Like we're always looking to see, and in a lot of cases, what are your competitors doing? So I guess within Ireland, our biggest competitors are e-commerce based, you know, retailers, you know, Net-a-Porter.
Lots of things.
Yeah, nowadays. And exactly. Companies like that, you're always looking to see, okay, well, who are they working with? And you know, there's different things, there's different tricks to, maybe when it comes to like mid-season sales, if they're going into discount with certain brands early, maybe they're not working for them. You know, there's things like that we would look at. But yeah, it's very much knowing what your competitors are doing and what your customer is asking for. So we deal very closely with different areas of our business, you know, like our e-commerce team, our marketing team, our insights team, our store teams, you know, getting that feedback. What customers come in today looking for this brand, whatever brand. And, you know, if 10 people are coming in looking for that, okay, well, why have you guys started a conversation with them? Are you getting them in? So really just taking that feedback. And also, like nowadays, it's all online, like TikTok, Instagram, like what's trending on things. It's crazy. And I've just really noticed that change in the last 12 months, like what's trending on TikTok all of a sudden becomes a phenomenon.
Why?
I don't know. I think the younger generation now, like they are...
They try to bring it up,
They really are, but I think, and it's, you know, in a lot of cases that will tend to be lower price points. But we have one particular brand that was always a really, you know, Coach. It's a good, solid brand that we've had for a long time. And they themselves did an awful lot of work on marketing and pinpointing like the Gen Z customer.
Okay.
And we really reap the rewards of that. They've gone from a brand from here to here globally. And, you know, it's something that people in the industry are talking about now, how they did it. But it's all trending on TikTok and, you know, working with the right people. And that can be a case sometimes, you know, if there's a certain brand out there, but they're working with, I don't know, Kim Kardashian, we will get people that will want that brand.
Wow.
You know, so yeah, no, it is interesting.
And how do you collaborate with them? How you find them?
I guess you will reach out. I mean, in a lot of cases, it's trying to find straight away like a wholesale contact.
Okay.
So obviously as buyers for a department store, we work in wholesale. That's, you know, we would deal with their wholesale teams. So in a lot of cases, there's some brands there now at the moment that only are interested in working on their, you know, direct to consumer. They don't want to go through department stores.
Okay.
They want to cut that out, which can be frustrating for us. But yeah, it's reaching out first. And thankfully, in a lot of cases, Brown Thomas does carry a bit of weight. It's part of the Selfridges group. And a lot of cases, brands will know about it, which is lucky for us. But just maybe seeing, you know, if they want to open distribution. And it's also then getting past that, it's making sure that the terms are right. So obviously we need to set terms with them to, again, mitigate risk. So finding something that works for us and is also worthwhile for the brand as well. So
okay, but for example, if you do have girls, boys, whatever, somebody who is new in this kind of field, they start produce the new jewelry.
Yeah.
They're not the high designers, they just start on. Or maybe they have some market already, but again, they're not spread much. It looks like they're selling, this sales going very well, they have their own customers, but they like to spread around.
Yeah.
They knock to your door. So what advice you can give them, how they can get in a Brown Thomas shelf to represent the brand and be part of the team? It's a team, still team.
Yeah,
so,
for sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of this type of advice that you can make it and give to them?
I guess for us in certain ways, and we do work with smaller Irish brands each year. We do Create, which is something within Brown Thomas, which allows, you know, small up and coming brands to showcase.
A little bit steps. If you know those steps. So they have to knock to the door, send an email, request or present, or how does it work?
Yeah, I guess in a lot of cases, like, I mean, we get emails
You never
all
come
of the
across
time.
that?
We do. Yeah, we get emails all of the time from different brands. You'd spend all day responding to them. But it's, you know, if we find, maybe sometimes I'll get an email and it might be more suited to a different team, it's reaching out to that team and they'll review it, and we will know quite quickly whether it'll be suitable for our overall brand or not.
Okay.
And sometimes, you know, they might focus on, actually we really want to be in Brown Thomas, but the price point mightn't be what we think it should be, or it mightn't be in line with other brands that we work with. So sometimes we'd suggest, okay, well, we do see that there's potential here. How about Arnott's? You know, so we would maybe open that door. But it's also just making sure that they are set up. So, you know, reaching out to us in the first place, but then it's making sure that you're set up to actually deal with the wholesale model. Like, do you have the volume produced? Will you have the capacity to produce volume? Exactly. Because sometimes people will reach out, and if it becomes really successful, you know, then they don't have they can't keep up with the demand, let's say. So
I would never even think this way. But
yeah,
yes,
it's,
a
you know,
good
if it's something,
point.
I guess if we all of a sudden start working with a brand and it's working really well then I'm going to want more and more and more of it. And it's to make sure that you are set up to do that.
You're able to provide and deliver. Okay,
exactly,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. That is interesting because I was thinking always, some people ask me, I doing this and that, how can I get in? I said, I have no idea. I believe you need just to find blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And this would be great advice to people who are on that spot, they're looking for some support.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you need to know your product and you need to understand that you're able to provide more
Absolutely.
if they will ask for.
And I think it's important to know as well that there are different avenues. There are some amazing Irish smaller retailers that you can support with as well. You know, it's not just because obviously Brown Thomas is a very established department store.
Absolutely.
I would definitely suggest to listeners that if that door at the moment isn't open, well then go explore other avenues, you know, try and work with maybe smaller independents to gain that experience. And exactly, absolutely, and build from there because there's huge learnings in it. You know?
I do agree about it. Anyway,
absolutely.
People, you need to try, you need to go.
Absolutely,
don't
go
try
after
to
it.
lock yourself, but you need to be ready for the hard work. It's not just knock the one door and you'll get success straight away. No, it's need to hard work and maybe create a new whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting. So when you collaborate with, for example, some high brand, and this brand was wearing yesterday Kim Kardashian example.
Yeah.
Do you think because the celebrity wearing some high brands that we are, I call us normal people, we follow and try to maybe copy, maybe just, oh my God, if she has that one, I should have.
Yeah.
What about this is kind of, when you're collaborating, how this collaboration and this is high brand on the celebrity has influence on all that what you're doing? Or is there no any kind of influence?
Yeah, there is an influence, absolutely. It was like certain brands are very driven through like a pop culture.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Like there's certain brands that people will only want because of maybe they've seen some high-end celebrity, or in a lot of cases, Kim Kardashian, for example, will do collaborations with Fendi or a different brands.
And they keep impression on you.
Yeah, absolutely. There will always be a desirability there once there's
because somebody was there.
Absolutely. I've found recently over the last couple of years maybe that has dipped a little bit. I feel maybe just before like COVID pandemic times, we really saw that we would get in, and obviously with high value products, we don't tend to buy huge depth behind every style that we get.
Yes, of course.
And that's all part of it. It's, you know, it's here and it's gone. So get it while it's there. We definitely had certain situations with certain brands that they would sell out instantly because somebody would be seen with it. But I think now a little bit more people are, you know, trying to find their own style as well. And
all right.
Yeah.
I do agree. So basically, the high brands, when you collaborate with them, they try to keep pressure on you because of the celebrity wearing whatever. But those brands that don't have yet, you can see on the celebrity, don't have this contact to sell to celebrity. So how they try to push you to sell more or order more, or then have this influence on you guys?
I think in a lot of cases with those kind of brands, they wouldn't have the capacity to keep pushing it on us because it's going to be a global phenomenon in that sort of instance. But with brands, I guess in general, their aim is obviously always going to be for us to buy more. But I guess, and that's the case with when brands are doing well, of course we will invest more in it. But I guess that's more so when a brand is going from here to here, that's when we need to start looking at, okay, well, these were the terms we agreed, but maybe we need to relook at those terms. And, you know, again, as I said, everything's just about mitigating risk. So as you grow a brand, it's, okay, we're growing this to help you guys, but what are you guys going to support us with as well? If things don't go as we all plan for them to go, you know?
Fantastic. Honestly, I enjoy the discussion about the fashion bar. Honestly, for me, it's absolutely new because in my head, to be honest, had a completely different story behind actually. Oh my God.
Really?
Yes, I'm explaining to you why. Yeah. I was always, when I'm going to, doesn't matter, Brown Thomas or any other shops. Yeah. All shops have their own bars, right? So you go into the shop and was thinking, oh my God, today they have this, tomorrow they have that. Yeah. When I have time to go and search, whatever. And then, oh my God, who is buying that? How people find the right brand, right design, that everybody want that.
Yeah.
And I was always thinking, how you can be the buyer.
You have to put your personal taste aside. And that's something that I've definitely learned a hard way. I think maybe certain brands at the beginning that I would be buying for a customer and I wouldn't be the customer.
Okay.
And I might buy it specifically to how I like the styles within the range that I would like, but I'm not the customer. And then that has... So that's advice that I've always got, is that remove your own personal style out of it. And maybe you really like floral prints and you like cute small dresses, but not everyone wants that. So you need to tailor it to your audience. And the audience is so vast now as well.
Absolutely,
so you really have to have brands that cater for everybody.
For everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
My God, I know it's very hard. Because
It is
honestly,
hard, yeah.
I will be thinking, okay, because I liked it. I knew my friend probably will like that.
Yeah, no, and
so that's just...
of course you do that to an element or to a degree.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah, but there's certain brands maybe that I'm like, okay, well, I know that this brand does well. I don't personally think I'd ever buy a bag from it, but somebody really likes it. So, and sometimes that's, on a personal level, I tend to like steer away from lots of like jewels and things just on a personal taste, but they sell really well for us. So you have to go into a brand and say, this is full of jewels, this is full of bling. What does our customer want? And it's all about your research as well. It's you're analysing your sales. Like we're constantly analysing what has done well before. I didn't expect for that velvet bag to do really well, but we sold out of it. So now we need to go buy more of it.
So you're learning non-stop.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because everything gets new and yeah. So guys, if you'd like to be a fashion buyer, start from the beginning.
Yeah.
And put your own personalities so behind.
I know.
You just will be focused what the customer
outside
of the door wants, not the customer from your own friends and circle wanted.
And then look, that's important as well, for sure. But
you mainly will be focused on the more boards.
I think that's a little bit easier. Maybe I'm guilty. Like it's easier for me within my area, within accessories and jewellery, because whereas I might struggle a little bit more if I was on our women's wear team, because you would focus maybe a lot on the certain styles that you really like, but no, it's good. You just have to keep an open mind and know that, there's so many different people out there with different taste levels.
And one more advice from you, if you can get it. When you go in to shop, what advice you can get to people how to pick right for you?
Yeah.
Taste is taste, whatever. But sometimes you would like to buy something, but you're not sure if that is really stylish or it's from the previous season, or maybe I have to go for the fall of season. What advice?
I think my advice in that would just be to block out. Don't buy something just because you see somebody else in it, or go with what suits you or what you actually like and what you will be, if you get up in the morning and this makes you happy and you're going to feel good in it, then you go for it. Absolutely. It's in a lot of cases you're going to spend a lot of money on these things, so go with what you. And I personally think of returns per wear. What I can keep wearing, and invest in good pieces. I personally think, maybe rather than spending a lot of money on something that you're only going to wear a few times.
That's actually
it's
great,
and that's a big thing now. We've found that and I think in a lot of cases people are shying away from buying disposable things, buying it and wearing it twice and then it going to a wardrobe and never coming out again. So I think, I would invest. For me, I like to invest in like nice coats and
like this,
denim and things like that I can wear a lot. And bags.
And bags as well, of course, bags. My goodness. It's important for us.
Yeah, but if it makes you feel good and you're happy wearing it, then I think don't go after a trend just because you see somebody else in it.
So, conclusion, then build your own style.
Absolutely.
Of course, give it tips there and here, but don't try to wearing or having something just because somebody has it, but it doesn't suit you. For example,
absolutely.
You will buy this big earrings, but doesn't match your face or doesn't fit much of the purpose of the costume or the dress that you're wearing. Forget about that because somebody has it. Get what will be fit for you and match your, skin tone, your eyes, hair, your little one style. That's very important to remember that you're a person and very important.
Absolutely.
For yourself.
And if you're confident in it, then go for it.
Thank you very much, Roisin.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.